Howdy, fellow movie fans of the internet, and welcome back to another edition of Let's Go Movie Watchers podcast, now brought to you by those Davies Boys. As always, we're your hosts, those Davies Boys, Evan and Dylan Davies. And we're going to talk about Dylan's new favorite film. He can't wait. He's so excited to talk about it. And we're getting ready for the Winter Olympics right here and right now. And we don't even have heated rivalry to give us the promo into it like Canada does. Dylan, what are we talking about today?
Cool Runnings.
We're going back to
And
1993.
it should be right away, I want to say. I said I have nothing to talk about with this movie. And that's not because I didn't like it. It's just literally, it's the most boilerplate Disney sports movie of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it could not get more basic.
So, I have some things that I really enjoy about Cool Runnings. This is the first time I've ever watched it. Is this the first time you've ever
Me
watched it?
too. Yeah,
Because it's
yeah, me too.
wild. Like, talking to Ab, I kept forgetting. Well, like, I think I've asked her like 5 times in the last 2 months, hey, have you ever watched Cool Runnings for some reason? And the first 3 times, I just completely forgot that I asked her. And then the last 2 times were strategic, just trying to be like, hey, would you watch this? So I could just get, have the time and watch it and not have to eat into the other time that I'm doing things. And I was fishing and it didn't really inherently work, but I found time for it. I enjoyed my time with this. I enjoyed Cool Runnings.
Yeah, it's perfectly enjoyable. It's just, for one, I do think it's a little too long.
Interesting.
I think I think 90 minutes would be perfect for this movie.
I think 140 was fine. 145 was
I
fine
mean,
too.
it was fine. Like, it wasn't like a slog or anything to get through.
I think there are, I don't want to say narrative problems with this, but there's some holes in this movie that
My thing is just like, if you're not gonna bother having a through line, just cut it out. Like like the whole like subplot with the girlfriend is just like completely unnecessary, really.
subplot with the girlfriend. This is how confused I
Where
am.
sh where like his girlfriend is like watching on as he gets to the
Oh
Olympics.
yeah.
Like, there's no like payoff or anything. I mean, sure, it's a fine character, but it's just not necessary. Um,
Is Cool Runnings? This is a good question for you off the bat. Is Cool Runnings?
oh, is this a true story, by the way?
It's based on a true story.
Okay,
It's very
okay.
Disney-fied though, so I read into
Oh,
it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I assumed it was. They took some liberties here. Okay, let's be
Hmm.
honest here. The four characters that they picked, not even remotely close to the 4 guys that actually did run the bobsled race. Um,
They didn't even base it off them.
no, like their
They just
names
made up
completely
characters.
changed. Yeah, completely
Wow.
changed. So the closest thing to reality is the push for Jamaican sprinters to be a part of the bobsled because theoretically they'd be perfect for the start of the bobsled.
Yeah.
So that is the closest thing that they had. But it was paid for by the tourism board and everything else. And they were just like, hey, like this is another sport you guys could do and you guys would be great at it because whatever. But they claimed it would be so dangerous that they couldn't find anyone to do it. So they got the Jamaican Defense Force and took volunteers from the Jamaican Defense Force to
Hmm.
do it. And then what was crazy is like the last minute substitution. There is one of their bobsledders got injured like a couple days beforehand, and his brother who had never bobsled before, he was there. He was in Calgary to watch his brother do the bobsled. He got drafted to be in the bobsled and never had done it in his life.
Hmm.
Which,
It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's rad, and it's also like so 1980s. You can still see where there's some Wild West to sports. That's
Yeah.
the one thing I miss about sports in general is it, you know, we claim a lot of the time when when you see the backup quarterback come in or things of that nature, you still see some Maverick moments, but it's still manufactured because it's a very much a next man up mentality, and we have ideas for 2 to 3 men down the line.
Hmm.
I love that about old sports where it's just like we got our guys, and then the guy's gone, and they're like, I don't know, let's just make it work. And it's truly, I don't know,
Yeah.
and that's how it's done. I miss that in sports.
So actually, it's not the most boilerplate because they don't win gold at the end.
I was gonna
That would
say,
make over the
so
top.
that is
But
also Disneyfied. They don't do well in both runs that they complete, but
mhm,
they get better. Not as bad, not as good as they claim to be
yeah.
in the second run. And in the third run, they do crash, but support staff comes out and they walk along with the bobsled as the bobsled's being pushed. They don't pick it up and carry it past the finish
Mm,
line. So yes, they do finish the race with
yeah.
grace and class, but it's not that classic, God damn it, we're gonna finish because we can finish like the end of Cool Runnings.
Yeah. I mean, if you like this type of movie, it's a fun movie.
I was gonna
Like
say, as someone
if you
who
like if you like Mighty Ducks, The Big Green, Little Giants, movies like that, you're probably going to like this
I
movie.
was gonna say, as someone who is an absolute sucker for that era of sports film for that is kid friendly,
Mhm.
I fucking love this. But it was very much
Yeah.
it's a paint by numbers Disney sports movie where
Yeah.
odd pairings come together. They they find belonging with each other. They come to support one another. They do the big thing together. Like that's
Mhm.
it's so paint by numbers Disney, and I
Yeah.
really love the paint by numbers formula that they make because, as you know, I love Mighty Ducks. I like D2. The Mighty Ducks are back. Like, and I know a lot of people don't like that movie. I like that movie though. Like obviously Big Green. You and I have to do Big Green one of these days. We should do that before the World Cup. We should do Big Green. Just thinking about that
Mm,
out loud.
yeah.
Greatest soccer movie ever made. So
Mm, it might just be by default. There's not that many soccer movies.
well, I can recall that and Bend It Like Beckham. Other than that, I can't recall
And
another soccer movie.
uh Goal was about like a Mexican minor league player and then he gets called up to Newcastle United.
Oh hell yeah!
It is I used to love that movie. I would watch it before every game because I loved it so much.
Yeah, fun. But yeah, I was just thinking out loud on that one. But
Kind of
it
wish I kind of wish Disney would return to that a little bit more because
yeah
now they do like the very cliche sports dramas
yeah.
rather than sports comedies.
I think they what I don't want to get too much prisoner of our moment. Not prisoner of the moment, prisoner of our moment. Because we grew up on films like this, and we obviously adore them. Like hell, I went and saw Mighty Ducks in Red Rock, for God's sake. Where I just wanted an excuse to go to Red Rock, and I was like, "Fucking Mighty Ducks is playing. That's rad!" And I dragged Dad to it, and then she had a grand old time. I was like, "I told you," but it was certainly something in which this milieu, this avenue for their sports movies, really captured an audience, and it also came at the perfect time where it was paired with Sandlot came out the same year that Cool Runnings did, year after Little Giants comes out. Like there was a bunch of youth friendly or kid oriented sports films that came from us. Then also like they start going a little bit further, but Heavyweight still has some of that athleticism
Yeah.
basis and
I
physical
feel like,
comedy.
yeah, I
And
feel like Remember the Titans was the shifting point
yeah,
where they're like, okay, let's tackle something a little bit more serious than
well, I also
just
believe
being a
that.
comedy.
Well, also like look at how the '90s went on. These are all early '90s films, or the beginning of the first half of the decade. And then the second half of the decade, we started getting a lot of Disney Channel original movies, the DComs that were sports oriented, and they could make those movies cheaper. So that's where they started going, or they did other companies started doing stuff, or as direct to home video like Airbud and things of that nature. So you had all these movies that kind of fit.
That's just that's one movie I don't want to ever cover is Air Bud.
That's fair. I never liked Airbud as a kid, so I'm fine
I
with that.
loved it, and I think I would still love it, but I know there's one scene where he like forces the dog to go away that I just can't handle anymore. Like I don't think I'm too fragile for that.
So you're saying that we should do that as one of our plans is to possibly do some watch-alongs in the future for our Twitch
No,
audience.
no, 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 no.
So you're saying we should try to get Dylan to
It's just
cry.
like Marley and Me, where I'm like I'm never gonna watch that movie simply because I know
Yeah,
the ending. Like I'm like
it's kind of like
no interest.
it, it hits too emotionally hard. Like I know, for instance, there are movies I'm just going to cry at, but I just accept that as part of the gig, right?
Oh yeah, I like it. I enjoy a good cry at a movie.
Oh yeah, you do. It's
I
the only
cry all the time in movies.
it's the most emotionally available you'll ever be is during a film.
Pretty much. Yes.
But it's certainly something in which this kind of genre goes away. And you're right. Remember the Titans. There were other stuff going during the late 90s where they were getting more adult centric sports films back into because it kind of feels like they ebb and flow. They go away for a couple of years, then they come back in a wave.
Yeah.
And it's very much like the tides that comes in and out. You know, I
Yeah,
think we
it's
talked
like
about it for the one of our shows with well, it hasn't been
really
shown yet, but our budget
yeah,
show.
um really it's like the early to mid 90s and then early to mid noughts
Yeah,
were like golden eras of the sports movies for Disney.
Disney and in general for a lot of it because also like I look back at the 80s, a lot of early 80s sports stuff, and then it kind of ebbs and flows. And I'm not saying it goes away completely, but it kind of comes back and flows away and comes back and flows away. It's a very interesting trend that happens. But you hit the nail on the head when you said they should go back to this. I don't know why they don't do this, especially for a Disney Plus era where you have to make
Yeah.
because also the other thing I don't understand is and this is something we should talk about in our in a decades project probably, especially in the 2010s that we're going to be covering soon, folks. And if you want the 2020s episode, it's available now. Is I never understood why they only thought horror movies were the only cheap programming that could still go into theaters. I never got that. If like make a cheap like these movies can't be that expensive to make. You know, like
Oh, no.
and so and especially you have a kid cast, you don't have to pay star rates. You're usually
Yeah.
paying, you know, I look at this, you paid John Candy. That's who you
I was
paid.
going to say I'm willing to bet John Candy was probably at least a quarter of their budget.
I would assume it is that way.
I did know one of the other actors though, the main guy. He
Leon
was
Robinson, I want to say it's Leon or something. I can't remember.
yeah, he was in a TV movie,
Hell yeah.
The Temptations, that I used to,
Oh, you
and
do
he plays David Ruffin, and he's really
you
good in that.
you do love your Temptations, and
He's definitely not Jamaican in real life.
well, I mean, yeah. There's a lot
I don't think
of
any of them
there's
really
a
are.
lot of over the top mon
Oh yeah,
um but I just never understood that why that you don't go to okay, how do we make the most inexpensive films and still get release dates for them? And then you can do what Netflix is pledging to do. We don't know if it's actually going to happen or not, obviously, but do the traditional 45-day window and just see where it goes. You know, like
mm,
a something in the line of Big Green would have been perfect for this year, or another hockey movie would have been perfect for this year because of the Olympics or the World Cup coming up. Obviously, if you release a kid-centric football movie in January or December, right before the Super Bowl and the playoffs, you're gonna make money because there's gonna be a bunch of kids that go to the theater with their families because they have nothing else to do during those times, and they'll go watch this movie. And if, let's say you make it for, what would we say this kind of movie would cost nowadays? Could you do it for less than
Probably,
$10 million? Could you do it less for 20 or 30?
I was gonna say probably 20 would be a good aim.
Yeah. Could you make $100 million? Probably.
Mm, I think you're at least doubling your budget.
I would assume, but I'm just saying there's not a lot of counter programming for you, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
there's,
just the takeover of tent poles, so
and
which is
also,
something we'll talk about with the decades thing.
exactly. So it's just something in which I never understood that. I never understood why they don't go back to this. And then you have one thing that we've talked about with streaming services a lot is Peacock always does a really good job of, even if it's a shit movie, marketing. Whoa, this new movie that just came out is now on Peacock. They always get their audience really ready for the next thing that's coming, movie wise. Netflix doesn't do that. HBO sometimes does it.
Mm.
And
Yeah, not really.
I'm saying sometimes, like they made sure everyone knew Sinners was coming to HBO. So like I get it. But then there's
Mm.
other stuff that's coming where you're like, "Oh shit, Twisters is there? Sweet." Like,
Yeah,
and it's those things that I just never understand. And you need to feed both. So why not put it out, see if it makes money? If it gets close or at least makes its budget back, that's fine. Because then you could say, hey, we had another theatrical release. It's great. And then it's not just a loss leader in a streaming service. That's what I never understood about it. And obviously,
yeah.
I'm not a film
Well, that's
business
the thing
expert,
is
but
those the people are business people. They're not movie people, so they're not. They'd rather risk spending 200 million to maybe get a billion than make something for 20 million and maybe make 20 million over that. So it's like they'd rather just risk it all, but
which makes
I
zero
don't know.
sense. I don't know why you'd want to, because
It's
many an executive have come and many executive have gone
yeah,
from that exact
and
same process.
there's like very obvious examples of studios doing that now that those are the rising studios. A24, Neon, like those are the ones that everyone loves now.
Blumhouse,
But yeah, Blumhouse, they're a lot more hit and miss though.
they become a lot more hit and miss. Before they used to be pretty standardized. We're going to make a hit, whether it's the biggest
Yeah.
hit in the world or not. But they had their thing, they made money, and they did it properly. Like that's, you're right, and that's just something I never understood. And that's why when you think about a movie like Cool Runnings, it's a simple, easy movie to make. Like,
Yeah.
and let's go into the movie because there are some
Uh,
pieces here that
uh,
I was flabbergasted are part of this movie.
I'm gonna cover my one note that I took.
Hell yeah.
Literally one note, and all I said was, "Why are the Swiss the villains?"
The Swiss aren't the villains. The East Germans are the villains.
I thought they said they were Swiss.
No, no, no. He's obsessed with the Swiss because the Swiss do it right, but they never show the
Uh,
Swiss as anything.
okay, because I
Besides,
was
like
gonna say,
they show the prep to launch the sled,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's it.
okay, because I was gonna say everyone knows you picked the Germans to be the villains.
Yeah, no, that's who
That's the
that squatty
classic.
white guy who clearly has racial overtones to his villainy,
Yes, yes,
and it's not even remotely subtle. I was almost like, okay, Disney, we're not going to shy away from it. I respect it. You know, it was certainly something I was like, God damn, that guy's East German or Russian, but I believe he's East German.
okay, okay, yeah. That was like my one note though. But now that they're Russian or now that they're German, I've no notes.
Very interesting. Well, I was gonna say one of my first notes missed that classic Disney intro. I missed that just really simplistic
Hmm,
intro.
that was something I did want to bring up because I remember hearing somewhere that when you're a part of the Directors Guild, you have a choice of whatever studio opening. Like
Really?
you can pick. I That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I remember hearing that if you're part of the guild, you can literally pick any intro you want, and most people just go with the default. But if I made a Disney movie, I would be screaming for them to bring back that blue classic one.
Well, I think especially if you do the right movie, it fits really well with the tone of what you're doing because it just feels like
I've maybe it is nostalgia, but like I think that's 10 times better than their like 15-second one where they're like weaving all through the kingdom and all
and
that.
it's really computer generated giant
Yeah.
animation. Yeah. It's certainly something in which I think it's just I think because it's not fair. Like the new modern intro, it's good. You can't say it's not a good intro
Oh
to
no.
say, oh,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
Disney
good.
movie. It's great, but there's certainly something about it that it helps the brain remember this ain't your mama's Disney. This ain't your Disney as a kid anymore either. Like this is giant conglomerate that doesn't even pretend to not be a giant conglomerate anymore. We're like during the Walt Disney days and even the Michael Eisner days, they were a giant conglomerate, but they didn't act all the time like a giant conglomerate in terms of their film division. Now it very much feels like they're always thinking as a giant corporation. And so it's just like it's just a little thing in your brain to immediately go, "Oh, this is that Disney because it's big and over the top and kind of unnecessary. Still looks good, still looks great, and it's really fun, but
That's a potential future episode ranking all the various studio opening.
hell yeah."
That Blue Disney would be pretty high up for me.
I was going to say, I don't know if anything beats old 20th Century Fox for me, but that Blue Disney looks real good.
I do love the classic Universal as well, like Back to the Future era
Yes, I
Universal.
love that 80s era Universal
Yeah.
where the globe doesn't look just
Although
quite right.
I really love the old Paramount one too,
I think
before they went fully digital.
all of the old ones were really cool. Hell, we could even go back to the old RKO radio shit. Like
Oh
that
yeah,
was
but
awesome.
well, you got to include all of those and the classic, like classic Universal one with the classic monster ones.
Yeah, or when they had like what was clearly supposed to be like gold and silver, but it's black and white, so it just looks like this glowing orb thing that's
Yep,
looks
yep.
rad. It looks over the top. It looks opulescent. Yeah, I just frantically wrote it down and be like, we got to do that. Yeah.
We'll do a tier list.
Oh hell yeah, we'll do that as a special for the because we're trying to diversify those Davies Boys channel. So Dylan and I still have to kind of come up with some content for you outside of the podcast, but that'll be a good one for us. By the way, we'll be doing Dylan's Oscar tier list very shortly as a special, and it'll be recorded live here. More on Cool Runnings though. I like how we keep getting distracted outside of Cool Runnings, but it's this movie brings up a lot of topics that are good to talk about, but they're not inherently just about Cool Runnings.
This is the most 6 out of 10 movie that I could possibly think
Well, I
of.
was flabbergasted Hans Zimmer does the music for this movie. I was like, fucking Hans.
I missed that.
Yeah, I was just like, what? I saw that in the credits. I was like, holy shit. Okay.
Huh. I wonder if that's how he got Lion King too,
I wouldn't be
because this is the
shocked.
year before.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't be shocked if that's how he got it. I think it's really fun when you go back and you find some old movies that they were never a part of your older thing. And you go
mhm.
back, you're like, wait, what? It's kind of like how I had when I watched Halloween. I saw Dean Cundy on the director of photography. I was like, Dean
Yeah,
Cundy did this? Fuck yeah. I was immediately excited because I was like, I love his work. It'll be great, especially of
yeah.
that era. And now with Hans Zimmer, I do that with composers. I do that with directors of photography that I really like, or even writers and directors where I was like, they wrote this? I have far better expectations for this now, or I have far better hopes for this now, which will be fun. Um, I just, I think there's just a lot of fun little moments to Cool Runnings. Before I go into the fun though, because I had a fun time with this. I really enjoyed Cool Runnings, but there are some holes that I feel the need to discuss. They don't do a
Okay.
they don't do a good job of naming their characters. And I don't mean like, oh, their names are stupid. I mean I had to do a lot of backtrack and research to make sure I knew the four main guys' names.
I literally didn't know any of their names the entire time.
So Junior's the
All,
easiest
all I
one.
knew
He's the
was
rich kid.
all I knew was John Candy, and I didn't know his character name.
Okay, so you got Derice as the captain. You have
Yes,
Sanka is the one with the dreads, the comedic. He's the biggest comedic force here
yeah,
for the
he's
team.
the best character. Let's be honest.
Yes. Then you have Yul Brenner, the bald guy,
Yeah.
buffed up
Oh
guy,
yeah, that's true. Yul Brenner.
and you have Junior. Thank you
A
very
joke
much, Mr.
no
Junior.
one will understand anymore.
Yeah,
The Yul Brenner.
very much so. It's. I think now, ooh, that'd be in poor taste. I was gonna say
I'd be surprised if kids back in the '90s even understood that
no one
joke.
would know that shit. No one would.
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way: who, if you were gonna make the same joke, who would you pick? Because the one I would think of, I don't think I would do out of because I think it'd be a poor taste right now because of his health. But I go Bruce Willis. Maybe like, I don't know if I want to do that because of his poor health conditions right now, and
Maybe.
I don't want to make it
Yeah.
seem as though we're trying to make fun of someone.
Yeah. I was gonna say Vin Diesel, but he's probably too modern.
No, it might work. You're right.
I don't know.
Plus, Vin Diesel's a one that you can always get away with laughing at. Everyone
Yeah.
just kind of gives you the pass, like, yeah, it's Vin Diesel. Like, come
Because Vin Diesel is a meme of himself.
on.
Like he is a meme in real form.
You could do The Rock. The Rock's fucking bald as hell right now.
Yeah, but is someone's name gonna be The Rock?
That character actually would work as The Rock.
That's true.
So,
That's another very cliche thing is like the one teammate who's just like doesn't want to be part of the team
oh yeah,
and he comes around in the end. Yeah.
always. You got to
So
You got
cliche.
to have it. You got to have it, man. They had this formula down pat. Part of the initial running sequence here that I loved is going away like that's the big thing I have in criticisms. Like it's hard to even learn these characters' names half the time. They kind of just keep going. They just move. It's one of these movies that just trust their audience. Like they'll get it. They don't need to. They don't need names. They got it.
The looks are distinct enough where you know what character you're dealing with.
Yes. And also, I don't know if I said it, but Junior is the rich kid. So it's like, okay, that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
So
Literally, I would have known if you asked me for $1 million, name one of the four. I would have got Yul Brenner maybe after like an hour of thinking. Like I literally wouldn't have been able to.
you got me enough that I almost did a spit take with my tea right now.
Like that's how little I knew their names in this.
I think they kind of dropped the ball
I
with,
kind of feel that I kind of feel that way about all Disney sports movies though. Where like
like
most of the
three
characters,
of the characters, and everyone
yeah,
else is just
or
kind of like there.
like I know Juan Morales from Big Green, and I still know that to this day, but I couldn't name the other kids.
You got Lou and Sue are the twins. You've got you got Nick
Yeah.
as the blonde kid.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do remember him.
Uh, Kate.
Katie,
You gotta have Kate. You
Kate,
gotta know
Kate.
Kate. Tough girl who kind of wants to be a part of the team, kind of doesn't want to be a part of the team.
Like the thing that The Sandlot did a lot better is give people nicknames that are memorable.
Nicknames and also extremely distinct. I know they're to type, but distinct personalities. Everyone's got
Yeah.
one. Where these four, they all have a distinct personality, which is why it's okay. But they don't name them, so you're kind of like, all right. And also, there's just so much dropped backstory here in a way that if this was made in a modern context, this would definitely be a 2-hour movie because they'd go more into John Candy's background. They'd go more
Oh yeah.
into Derice's dad. They would do a
I
couple
feel
more
like
scenes with Junior and his dad having problems.
let me know if you agree with this. I feel like John Candy was phoning it in the entire time, except for that one scene in like the boardroom. That was the only time it felt like he actually showed up to
So,
do a little bit of acting.
my God, the sun just attacked me out of nowhere here in Madison, Wisconsin. Sorry, guys. I mean, the thing is with the John Candy one, I will say, is that I don't think he's inherently phoning it in. I just think that's kind of John Candy in this era, where
That's fair.
I've never been, I really like, I think John Candy is one of those actors who is just a really likable guy,
Yeah,
and
that's true. Like he just gets by with that.
he just plays himself half the time. He's kind of like
True.
a nice guy version of Tom Cruise. He just plays himself. And especially this era, when you just need a heartfelt big guy, everyone just goes John Candy, and he just keeps doing it, right?
Mhm.
So it's one of those where I don't think it's necessarily phoning it in. But yes, I will say the one time you feel like there's some acting happening where he's got something is in that boardroom. But I'll also posit this to you. How many great acting moments do you see from John Candy?
I don't think there's any great acting moments in the movie as a whole.
No, I'm talking about in general for John Candy. Like not
I'm oh, you mean like his whole
like
filmography?
because the thing is this, I think everyone likes John Candy.
Probably the most he gets is planes, trains, and automobiles,
Probably.
where he has like a darker backstory. But
Yeah. But it's just one of those where does John Candy really have a lot of standout wow? Wow. No,
let's get a
he's more just John Candy esque.
let's get a Cool Runnings remake in the going, and we'll throw Daniel Day Lewis in as the John Candy role, and then he'll go all like method on it and try to get into the Olympics and get disqualified.
He becomes too passionate, and that's what he has to do is to cheat.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm not
I
gonna
wouldn't
lie.
put him past it. I think he probably could get into the Olympics because he seems to be able to do anything.
I don't think I think he's capable of doing anything, right? It's just
He's a weirdo, but
he's
I love him.
he's the method actor of method actors, man. Yeah, I like just some quick notes on it. An annoyed John Candy is fun. It's fun to just see John Candy be
Oh
annoyed.
yeah,
And again, it
I,
goes to it. We just like watching it, so we just go with it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, there are some nice classic heartfelt moments here. I, I and I like one thing I will say. I like how straightforward this movie is, where they don't lie to you about the pace, where the pace is going, and they don't try to make it to be like, when Doris, like I have one is like, I like how simple his dreams just go up in smoke. Like he's gonna be an Olympic sprinter, and
Mm,
you get to like 10 minutes into the movie, and they're already doing the Olympic trials, and everybody in the audience is like, "There's no way he's gonna make the Olympics. How does that make sense?" And they're like, "No, we're not gonna try to pretend to be like, oh, he's gonna make it. We're just gonna cut him off. We're just gonna
yeah,
cut him off right away, so guys, we know." And that's another thing that's nice for a movie to do is to just be like, "We know you know." So we're not gonna try to be like, "Oh, Willie? Oh." Like
they're not reinventing the wheel.
I appreciate that. Classic Disney grassroots sports movie lines. I love the silly fundraising scenes. That's always really fun. Um, I think they do a really good job with the underlying tension between races here. Where I have one of my lines is that's a real white shot when they show up with the sled in Calgary.
Mm,
It's just a bunch of fucking whiteys, and then our Jamaican team that we're rooting for, and I'm like, they hit that point home pretty well. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, like I get it. So it's interesting here, and then obviously you gotta love. There's a bar fight. Bar fight is great.
that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. Why is there a country honky tonk two countries two step dance thing going on in Canada?
Calgary is actually a very western town.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yes, the Calgary Stampede is one of the most infamous.
Because I associate that with like the deep south, not.
So a honky tonk, the way that you show it there, that's for more south through to Texas, right?
Yeah.
Calgary is a very classic western town with cowboys and everything else. The most famous thing in Calgary every year is the Calgary Stampede, where they have rodeo and they have all this other stuff happening.
Okay.
Um, and hilariously, you'll be shocked, I got all this knowledge through pro wrestling of all things, but that's the most famous thing through Calgary is the Stampede.
Okay.
So
I thought they were just going like, hey, what's the antithesis of these guys? Let's throw them in that situation.
so it is interesting to see it because I really enjoyed it because I was like, oh wow, they're really trying to show. I just think what's another thing that's unique and refreshing is you don't see Jamaica outside of like the tropical paradise kind of thing. You don't just see like normal Jamaicans in a movie doing
Yeah.
normal Jamaican shit, and you don't see Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's certainly not something you see on screen very often. And Calgary is like a lot of people from Calgary describe it as like the biggest little town ever because it has over like 1 million people. It's a big city, especially for Canada, but it's very much just kind of by itself out there in this beautiful landscape. Calgary's absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to eventually get to Calgary because it's really cool. I'd actually like to go to the Stampede just to see kind of what the vibe is and then go to Banff from there. Um, hell, we should do that one day because we want to go to try. You want to go to Banff for wildlife photography because
Yeah.
it's absolutely gorgeous. So maybe we'll have to do the Stampede and Banff one day.
I'd be okay with that. I'll get some cowboy boots,
Hell yeah.
cowboy hat.
Oh yeah.
I'll fit right in.
You get a new Hunt the Beast hat.
True. Yeah.
which
Forgot
is
about
which
that.
is some deep cut lore here in the Davies household back in the day. Yeah, I just think that what this movie does well is basic slapstick comedy, basic comedy, and it's a really endearing movie. Everyone's likable. I think
Hmm.
it's just that simple, and it's easy to understand. It's like you don't have to set them up as the underdogs because you know they're the underdogs.
Yeah.
You're going from a tropical island nation into the Winter Olympics. So immediately you're like, they have no shot. Of course I have to root for them. Of course
Hmm.
I have to, you know?
Yeah. I there was one other part that I laughed out loud at, which was not intentional, I am assuming, but when they're trying to get the money from all the banks,
Yeah.
and instead of showing different rooms of the bankers, they just bring in different bankers to the same exact room.
Yeah, it is quite funny.
That was funny, but I was just like, hey, it works with your budget.
Save
Go
money.
for it.
Save money, man. Save that money to make that money. But I also think they have some heartfelt, kind moments. I really like Junior's moment of being kind to Yul Brenner in the hotel room after Sanka and him are
Hmm.
just going back and forth. I was just like, dude, that's Buckingham Palace, and it's just like he doesn't have the mental wherewithal to be like, oh, it's Buckingham Palace. I shouldn't show this one, kind of thing. I like the fact that Junior's just kind to him, and he takes that. He's like, oh, someone can be kind to me. I'll be kind to them in my own way. It's still very forceful, still very powerful, but it's kindness.
Yeah.
They just do that really, really well. This is an endearing movie. I don't think this is not going to be in the Wisco Movie Watchers Hall of Fame. This ain't going to be in this isn't going to be anyone's probably greatest movie, especially in 1993.
Is this your least favorite of all the early Disney sports movies?
No, because they also did D3 and D3 is really bad. D3
Got an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes by the
Cool
audience.
Runnings did.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is it's a really fun movie. I would give this a positive review. I enjoyed it. I would
Like I
recommend
said,
this to someone who wants to watch it.
I would give it a 6 out of 10, which is a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think this is a really fun, enjoyable movie. It's just a quick, passable movie, and I think it's great. I this is back in the day, and it's made in this way, where movies could just be fun, where you could just go see a movie, enjoy your time, and move on. It's really fun. I'm watching a lot of Seinfeld right now with Ab. It's kind of been our nighttime, just passing through to bedtime kind of show right now. And wholeheartedly, every episode or every other episode, they're going to another movie. And I think that's really of the times where they just
Um,
go, new movie comes out, let's go see it because it's something for us to do.
I just found a poll on IMDb of Disney sports films.
Hell yeah.
Number one was Remember the Titans with 261 votes. Number two was Cool Runnings,
That's wild. I'm
141.
sorry, Mighty Ducks needs to be ahead of Cool
And
Runnings.
Mighty Ducks is number four because in this they consider Cars a sports movie
Oh,
apparently.
come on. Okay.
But I will say, down at the bottom, number 27, The Big Green with
That's
three
that's
votes.
criminal. Now, I will say Big Green is certainly probably the least known of that.
To your point though, D3 is last with two votes.
D3 is terrible. Like, here's the thing. I liked Mighty Ducks as a kid, but ironically enough, I didn't grow up watching Mighty Ducks. I grew up watching D2 all the time, which is why I have a deep affection for D2.
D2 is 13th with 25 votes.
Just give me the top 10 right now. Just give me the top 10.
Remember, remember the Titans, Cool
Obviously.
Runnings,
Yeah.
the cheat code with Cars, Mighty Ducks,
Is Glory Road in the top
uh,
10?
number five, the Love Bug,
They
the
call that a
60s version.
sports movie? Come on. Okay.
Yeah, Miracle. I would have actually expected that to be higher.
Of the movies, Miracle should be 2. To
Probably.
me, it's
Uh,
Remember the Titans and Miracle are 1 and 2.
then the Game Plan, the movie where The Rock plays
The
like a
fucking Rock?
football player or
Oh my
something.
god. When he still
Then
was trying
the
to have hair? Yeah.
then the greatest game ever played, the golf movie with Shia LaBeouf.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
I've seen that movie. It's just as good as Cool
Hey,
Runnings.
he's your boy.
Perfectly fine.
He's your boy. You love Shia LaBeouf.
True. Secretariat, number nine, and then number 10 is
Secretariat.
Glory Road. Yeah, Secretariat's Disney.
Where's good old Hidalgo? That's a Disney movie.
Not on the list.
Well, it's a horse race. Is it not?
Technically speaking, I would consider that
I
a
was gonna say
sports
if
movie.
Cars gets to go in, I believe Hidalgo gets to go in. Or I've never seen Hidalgo. I want to make that very clear, but
It's fine.
it's fine. But I think we said so. Positive review. Is this worth a rewatch? Would you recommend someone watch this just for a fun, passable movie?
Um, I wouldn't say go out of your way to watch it, but if you have kids, I think it'd be fun. Yeah.
I also think this is a really nice prepper for. This is the reason we did it. We're getting ready for the Winter Olympics. Yeah, and I'm going to
Yeah.
try to liven up and change a few of the games that I'm playing right now on Really Snappy. I think I might go back to some 1080 snowboarding or some SSX tricky to get ready for.
You should play 2008 Tokyo Olympics. There was a
Interesting.
game that was just Olympic games. Some of them were so fucking hard. Maybe it was just I was stupid and we
Well,
just
also
couldn't
remember
figure it out.
2008 was Beijing, not Tokyo, but
Oh yeah, that's what it was, Beijing.
and also Summer Olympics, not Winter Olympics, but
Yes, but it was like pole vaulting was the hardest fucking thing in the world. We just could not figure out how to play it.
I respect that energy, but I would recommend this to someone who's having a fun, passable time, and also if you just want to get in the spirit of the Winter Olympics and you don't want to watch Miracle, because Miracle is the obvious choice.
Okay, last question. Summer or Winter Olympics? Do you like more?
Do I like more summer? I mean, the thing is, this is the Winter Olympics. I think the issue I have with the Winter Olympics is some things that I think should be winter activities go to summer. Like I never understood why swimming was a summer event and not a winter event. Never got that.
Yeah, that doesn't really make
Now I get it
sense.
because where we're from, swim teams are strictly winter based things because the second it's summer, everyone wants to get the fuck outside because it's the only time they get to go outside.
Yeah.
And I know that's not inherently the case. Like, one of my good friends who's been on the old shows, Brandon, he's a swim coach and he's like, no, it's a year round gig. August is like the only time it
Hmm.
doesn't work. Right. So, they have practice on Christmas Eve. They have practice on New Year's. Like they don't, that's how if you want to be successful swimming, you have to do that. So I get it. But I think, but I will say The winter has more of the random. I'd watch that. But Summer
I
Olympics, I'm
actually
kind of coming through on that too.
I actually like winter more just because summer has so many of the events where I'm like, whatever.
Yes. I will say, as someone who just put in his interest for tickets for the Summer Olympics and is really trying to go to LA for that, there was a lot of scrolling through the sports, just being like, hmm, eh.
Yeah.
Where winter, if you just said, "Hey, you want to go watch any form of skiing?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." You want to go watch
Yeah,
snowboarding?
exactly.
Yeah, sure. You want to watch hockey? Absolutely. I'd love to watch Olympic hockey, right? Figure skating, I don't know if I would pick, but if you said you have to watch it, I'd be like, there are worse things because it's one of those someone's so good at it that you just
Yeah.
have to be wowed and impressed by it. And I think it'd also be really fun to just go and do friendly commentary on curling. I think that'd be really good material. So that could be fun.
I enjoy watching that. It's pretty fun.
So it is something that is cool. I like the Winter Olympics. I just think summer you get soccer, which immediately puts me in the mood to do something. I'll watch volleyball with Ab. Al
Yeah.
really does it.
I never care about soccer or Olympics though, just because I'm like, this isn't the World Cup.
Well, the
Get
thing is
over
this:
yourself.
you watch it on a weekly basis. As someone who doesn't watch soccer on a weekly basis,
True. Yeah.
legitimately does love watching soccer. It gives me that fix to get like I understand why people only get excited during the World Cup. I'm always baseline excited, but do I always watch? No. So then when there's a big rallying cry to get people in, plus the other thing is the Olympics always does a really good job of highlighting the women, and I usually enjoy watching the women a lot more than like watching the men. So that's something I do really enjoy. It's something where if they were going to play flag football and keep it, because I know it's probably only going to be a 2028 sport because it's at the U.S. I would adore if they just put flag football in the winter. That'd be rad. And just said,
Mhm.
"Hey, we're gonna do another crazy big team sport. We're gonna do flag football." I'd be like, "Let's fucking go." I'd
Yeah,
be
that'd
down.
be cool.
That'd be really cool. So before we go off, as a new fixture of the show, I've got 5 trivia questions for Dylan to see how he's gonna do.
What's the theme
The
here?
theme is winter sports.
Okay, I'm gonna do bad.
All right. Question number 1. What is the name of the goalie from the Mighty Ducks?
No idea.
What? That was the gimme.
I I have not seen the Mighty Ducks since we were kids.
That's wild.
I would get I would guess it's definitely over 20 years
That's wild.
because I never watched it as a teenager.
Well, we're gonna have to watch the Mighty Ducks eventually on this channel.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time since
I
I've
will
seen
give
it.
you this hint. It is also the name of a very famous wrestler from the 90s.
Oh, it's Goldberg.
There you go. Goldberg.
Okay,
Goldberg is
yeah,
correct. We'll give
I
you
knew
that
it
one.
was Gold something.
Question number 2. What 2 actors play rival skaters that reluctantly become an ice skating pair in the comedy Blades of Glory?
What two actors?
Yes,
Will Ferrell and John Heater.
that is correct. Question number 3.
I hate that movie.
It's not my favorite Will Ferrell, but I can watch it. It's fine. Paul Newman stars in this literal slapstick 1977 comedy.
Slapshot.
Slapshot is correct. I've never seen Slapshot. Should I watch Slapshot?
No idea. I haven't seen it either.
I figured Paul Newman. You like Paul Newman, so I figured you might like
Yeah, I like Paul Newman a lot, but I don't tend to watch older sports movies.
I do need to go to keep the catalog up. I do need to go back and watch a lot of the classics.
Yeah, like I haven't seen Hoosiers, and everyone talks about how good that movie
Hoosiers is
is.
good. I like Hoosiers.
Also, Rudy, don't care for that movie
I've
either.
never
So
watched Rudy. Rudy's not something that really intrigues me.
it's fine.
All right, number 4. I also tiered them in terms of difficulty. Eddie
Okay.
Cahill plays U.S. hockey legend Jim Craig in 2004's Miracle. What prominent sitcom does he have a long guest stint on?
I don't know. I wish I knew the actor.
Yes.
Like, I wish I could see his face.
You can look him up. Eddie Cahill. It's fine.
Let me look it up.
Just put
Eddie.
up. Make sure it says Eddie Cahill miracle, and then don't read anything. I'm fine with you doing this.
Oh. Ooh.
I feel like you know now. Long running sitcom.
Long running sitcom.
Prominent sitcom. Yeah.
Um. Um. Friends.
Friends is correct. Yes.
Okay. I was like, I know it's not Seinfeld, so I'm like, I'll just go with the next most
I was
popular.
gonna say. I assume that was just a guess based on the time frame.
Oh, he dates Rachel at some
Yes.
point,
Yes,
doesn't
he
he?
does. He
Okay.
dates Rachel for a couple
Yes.
episodes.
Yes.
All right, and finally, which 1992 romance sees a difficult figure skater get a new partner in a disgraced hockey player?
I know this movie. It's 1 sec, I'll get it.
Fun fact: written by Tony Gilroy.
It's like The Cutting Edge. Is that it?
Cutting Edge is correct.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen it. It's fine.
It's fine. That's not something I think you would have saw, so that's why I was like, I'll put it in the 5 pointer. See how it goes.
I can't remember when I saw it, but I do remember seeing it.
Very fair. Very fair. But that is going to do it here for Cool Runnings, where we barely talked about Cool Runnings. I think Cool Runnings is more, it gets conversation going in other ways. You know?
Sure. It's
But
fine. Watch it.
it's an enjoyable movie. It's fun. Feel the rhythm. You got to just feel the rhythm. It's going to be fun. And Sanka is definitely the best part of the movie, in my opinion.
Yep.
When he's just coming out of that ice cream truck and just
Mm.
looking like Jack Nicholson in the end of The Shining, you're like, fun. It's a nice little nod there. I appreciate it. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you're live on Twitch with us, stay with us. We got 2 more episodes to record today. Our Valentine's Day special, where we're doing some Valentine's Day Recs. And then also we're going to talk Spirited Away, which I know a lot of people are waiting for in the chat. So we're going to take that over in a second. But if you are here with us in recorded fashion after the fact, we appreciate you listening and watching wherever you are. Check out those Davies Boys for more. Check out some more Davies Boys for more over on YouTube or on Spotify, where you can check us out. That'll be good stuff. On top of that, you can go check out Spotify and YouTube for some other good stuff coming your way. And check out Really Snappy Gaming if you want some gaming needs. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff coming your way as well. Depending on time, I might even do a PM stream after this as well. So we're going to have some good time with that. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, follow us. Just help us. Just fucking help us, please. We want to do good in the world. We just want help. I like how you just gave me the Jerry Seinfeld. Maybe.
It is. It is what it is.
But thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We appreciate it. Peace, love, and hugs to you all.
Bye.